Okay, everybody, I hope you're doing well. I have a few things on the table that are very exciting. I have an update on both my Saiga conversions to the 103s, and I have some recommendations for people who have bought their first AK or their KR 103 from Kalashnikov USA, on how to kind of spruce up their thing if they're trying to do a clone correct 103 or whatever. Because right off the bat, I don't recommend getting Ismash products for your KR103. One, because it's an American gun and you're putting Russian products on it when you could just get a Saiga and convert it like what I'm doing and get the actual stuff and it would fit because these are made in the same factory, if you catch what I'm saying. Like getting one of these as a curio, like, oh, look, I got a 103 mag. That's cool. I have no problem with that. But like if your intention is to use a 103 mag for your KR 103 that you bought to shoot, I don't recommend it because it's a lot of value lost from using it compared to what you can get with something like a Circle 10 mag or the slab-sided Bulgarian mag. So I'll get into that, but I want to show you what I got here first because there's quite a bit. And I don't want to sound like a snob when I say what I'm going to say. I just want to help out guys who think they have a good idea for the KR 103s, but really it's a lot. Doing the Russian route is a lot more work than what you need to do. When you could get something that looks similar, just like how the KR 103 looks similar to the AK 103, you don't need to go real Russian. So let me get these mags out and then I'll show you some other parts that I got. So I got 4 of these. I have several more coming. They're just, I don't know where they're at. They're somewhere out in the Eastern world. These are AK-103 mags. They have the Adidas stripe K on the side. They have been scrubbed for their Ismash arsenal marking. You can see the corners of that triangle in that mill mark. They have some Cyrillic stamps there. They have a 10 on the spine, metal locking lugs and metal reinforcements all over this thing, a handy caliber recognition, OKT certification on the feed lip right there, or not the feed lip, the locking lug surface on the side there, on the port side. Very faint. It's kind of like the same thing where if you ever drew black permanent marker on a black surface, it kind of turns red in the light. Same sort of stuff. Yeah, that's very high quality mag. Very similar to those Bulgarian slab side mags that are like $16 on the commercial market. In fact, they're pretty much identical. Here's the floor plate. So these 3 are identical. They just have different mold numbers and different Cyrillic words on them and stuff, different proofing marks. But again, the Ismash triangle has been milled out. You can see that one especially, the corners of the triangle, which is a shame, but for bringing them in here, it's illegal to import Ismash products that have that are marked that way. So this one, on the other hand, is a different type. It's a AK-103, but it is a instead of having this this etched, like a laser engraved K with the Adidas stripes, it's got an AK on it. The mold mark is on the same side, the starboard side. It has a CX engraved up there. It has "Made in Russia" on the front of the spine, where the metal reinforcement's at. The caliber recognition, the OKT cert is right there. It says 153 OKT. The arsenal mark has been scrubbed off the opposite side of these, and on the back, instead of having just a 10, it says 10 WM. So for whatever reason, this one is a different variety. I don't know if it's for different contracts or whatever. I don't know the guy I got these from. I don't know how he got these, or what but these are unissued. And I have another guy I'm getting some from, so more are coming. It's just these ones showed up, and like I said, I don't know how he got them. So, like I said, very similar material to the Circle 10 mags, just not waffle pattern. But if you have a KR103, my recommendation isn't to get one of these, because these are unobtainium, they're hard to find, they're probably going to be expensive for you. Get the Bulgarian slab side ones that are like $16. You can get them in black. They're good to go. I have a bunch of them and I love them. These just happen to be the Russian ones because it's appropriate for my Saiga, which I'm converting. So this will be a 103 that I'm doing with all Ismash parts. That's why I have the mags for it, which these will be stowed away. I'm not going to be using them. I'm going to put them in the correct pouch and put them with the gun, put it away, and give it to my kids as an heirloom. So these are investment things I'm doing for my children, and because I'm a collector and this is very much a gun that I want to have. So like I said, also too, if you want a similar looking mag, you can spray paint one of these. These are cheap. They have the little teeth there for the ribbing. They don't have metal reinforcement lugs, so I wouldn't worry about like using them. You could use them all day long and then break them or whatever. Just spray paint it black and it looks similar. You can even spray paint a little K on it with a stencil. That's in fact what I recommend. Get the Bulgarian slab sides and just spray paint a K on it, and there you go. I know it sounds silly, but that's not a bad option if you want something that looks like it's correct. You could do it to one mag and take pictures, for Instagram. So here's some few things that I got that were hard to get a hold of, and one weird thing that showed up. So these are really hard to get a hold of, and I finally found somebody who had some. This one came straight out of Russia, and another one's coming from the same guy. It's been chrome plated on the inside here, but it's not finished, which is weird because I'm glad it didn't rust, but it was wrapped in like oil paper that had some kind of government actually, let me see if I can find I might have put that paper somewhere. Yeah, I put the paper somewhere. I don't have it in this. This is my box of 103 parts. This is like all Ismash produced stuff in here for these 103s. I have 1 and like 3/4 complete conversion parts in this box. It's all from Russia. So yeah, so I got a couple of these finished ones, which were domestic here. They're Ismash produced, but some guy had them on Gunbroker. That I'm pretty sure these fell off a truck, if you know what I mean. They're not drilled. They're chrome plated on the inside, and they even fit this with this 100 series type bayonet. So yeah, that's again, this isn't drilled or anything. It's just dimpled there for the drill. Chrome plated. It's good to go. And I wanted to get for the conversion, because there's a few domestic people like Palmetto and Carolina Shooter who have something that looks similar, but I wanted the real deal because these are rated to have a wear pattern that is in line with the actual gun. So when I use the gun, this eventually, over years and years, will erode at a appropriate rate in line with the gun. And some of the stuff, like if I don't know how high quality some of the milling and casting is, but I know that because these are Ismash produced, these are high quality and they are appropriate for the guns. So I have this one that I'm going to convert and stow away, and I have another Saiga that I'm converting. That's why I have so many parts that I will shoot, because I want to shoot one. I want to have one as a user, because the other Saiga was used quite a bit. It has more wear, whereas this one, I can just show you the inside of the gun. It's totally dark in there. There's one little, you can see maybe it was at most fired a couple hundred times. It's very gently used. All the black's still in there. I've seen some Saigas that were completely silver on the bottom of the bolt carrier in there. That's just got a little wear from the it being racked a few times. For charged, I mean. It's not a pistol. Or a shotgun. So yeah, and the other thing too is if you are at all interested in getting a bayonet for your KR103, I wouldn't recommend going after the Russian type. I would get, if you really want this 100 series look, there's some Bulgarian Circle 10 ones like this for sale on eBay sometimes, or Gunbroker. It's gonna be expensive. What you could do is go after a AK-74 bayonet that is like the clip point, and you'll still have, like, you know, if you want a Russian one or whatever, you can still get that. But these are hard to get a hold of, and if you want the true black, go with the Bulgarian. That is if you want a bayonet, because a lot of people are getting KR103s and like just tacticaling them, which is fine, whatever. But that's my recommendation for people getting the US made K103s. And if you're doing like a palmetto, whatever, I don't even recommend getting a bayonet because it's silly. And this showed up. So this is a front sight I ordered. This is a correct. I'll just take this off in a sec. Well, and needless to say, it's chrome plated underneath here in the threads chamber. But this showed up with this flash hider on it, and the guy emailed me and said I only had a Bulgarian muzzle brake. So some Russian guy sent me this. It's the correct sight block. Wrong muzzle device. And this is not Arsenal USA. This is a legit AR-M1 flash hider. So for whatever reason, this Russian guy had this, sent it with this in replacement for, as a substitute for the 103 muzzle brake that I had ordered. So I don't know, but it's pretty neat. This is actually my favorite type of 24mm thread device, but I don't know why it was in Russia. It's very weird. So that's a curio for the day. So yeah, that's this stuff. Like I said, Bulgarian slab side mags if you want the 103 look. 74 bayonets. If you really want this look, this type, get a Bulgarian one, because they're going to be way easier to get a hold of or find at all, if you can find them. And they're going to be black. I don't recommend, like I said, unless you have a Saiga, actually going after the Russian variant. I have a few coming because I'm doing the full 103 conversion. I want to get the full gamut, so it makes sense for me to do that. If you have a KR 103 or a PSA 103, I don't even recommend doing it. Just buy ammo. So yeah, that's this stuff. And again, I don't want to sound like a snob when I say like not to buy this Russian stuff, but really, like, just buy ammo for those guns because they're meant to be shot. You should enjoy shooting them. Don't worry about getting correct shit because you don't have correct guns. They're US made guns. Whereas this is a Saiga, it's a Russian. So, and you have the advantage with your American made AKs of them not being neutered. I'm on the back foot. I have to put the correct stuff on for me to have it correct. So I'm having to buy all this stuff to convert these to be correct. Because these were neutered, and it's not fair, and our government's full of idiots, and I could cry about it all day long. So, but that's these cool mags and some weird parts that showed up. I have more coming. I have everything for like 1 3/4 guns. I got 2 of these stocks. I have slings, pouches, whatever. I just need a few more things, and I have 2 complete AK-103s. So that's it for now. I hope you didn't get offended by me not recommending this stuff, but it's just too hard to get a hold of. You're typically going to paying a lot of money, and the cost benefit is not really going to be worth it for, a PSA gun or a KR103. You know what I mean? It's really only going to be appropriate if you can get a hold of a Saiga or like even a Vepr. Not that a Vepr would take, not that, I don't know if Molot I'm sure they, I'm sure the RPKs are using, these guys are using these for the 7.62 RPKs, but they also have 40 round a lot mags. So it's just I'm doing this because it's correct. So I hope that's clear. I don't want anybody to get discouraged or whatever. It's just it's too much of a hassle to get a hold of. They're too expensive. Just get the cheaper stuff that you can use and not feel bad about using, because you got the AKs to shoot. I got these AK to not shoot. I got it to convert to make it a collector piece. So yeah, that's my motivations and some sharing. I hope you guys have a good good rest of your night or day or whatever it is. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.